this one. Why the? I move stuff all over the place, and it's messed with my images and stuff. I don't know why it's made it.
I've had so many problems with OBS. Whoa!
What?
I see you, and you're huge. I like the hat. I need a hat.
No, you're. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought I was doing that in the studio. All right.
This is going to fit.
Thanks for bearing with us. As soon as I hit live, Sayian just went poof and froze. And he was stuck in a really weird face. He was like, But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes.
I don't know how this beard does not itch you. It is bothering me to no end.
Dude, beard oil or beard balm. Some of that. And then when it starts itching, just push it up off your face.
I have to shave. And I hate shaving because shaving takes so damn long.
I hate shaving because I
don't
razor burn all the time.
I just know, Slippy, I don't like it. I've just been a lazy bleep, and I have not what he gives me. I've been a lazy bleep and I haven't shaved at all. I have to. I should tonight.
Nah. Let it go, man. Let it go. I've got a month of it's probably over a month now, a month and a half maybe, of pictures. I'm trying to take a picture a day at least.
Oh, for the beard.
For the beard, and then put them in a slideshow and have an animated beard growing. I want to try to do it probably in a couple of months. Get to a point and try to act like I'm howling, and so have it go. And have it just come out.
See if this works. Oh my god, that's even worse.
Italia.
That's
Goodness.
my that's my kid's hat. Whatever. I don't know.
That's right. We got to do a no shave November for Scanline.
We should. That'll drive me nuts, but we should.
I'm getting started now. That's the way I like it. I don't like, although I don't like hats. So.
I don't like hats either. Never like hats.
But because of the skin cancer stuff, yeah, I've got hats. I've got hats now. But I picked up a Scanline Heroes hat. You can pick one up too. At your handy dandy Redbubble thing. Where's the merch? Oh, we need to get that Scanline shuffler going. But how are you doing tonight, Slippy? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Probably getting ready for bedtime.
Me? No, I'm not. It's gonna be a late night tonight.
Work still crazy?
Yeah, well, somewhat. I did a lot for the past couple of days because I want to take today. I want to take tomorrow off because it's Employee Appreciation Day. So what they're doing is they're giving us, tomorrow we're leaving at 3. So I just thought it was kind of dumb just to work the first half of the morning.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take off. It's easier that way.
Yeah, I think when the Munchkin graduates in May, I'm gonna work a half day and take the rest of the day off, and then maybe take the next couple days off, so I can hang out with her some.
Yeah, it makes sense. I didn't take off because the kids were off or something like that. So, but whatever.
Yeah. So is there? Before we get into, we're gonna be talking about Magic the Gathering tonight, the physical card game, but we're also taking a look at Arena because we're planning on doing an Arena tournament at the end of the month here on Scanline Heroes. Maybe we'll do whoever wins the tournament can get some. We'll send them some Scanline merchandise.
That wouldn't be bad. I'd like to do oh, what is it? A Ascension thing.
Oh, we still need to do that. Yeah. And after we finish, actually, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. The Shooter Club.
Got it.
Ooh.
So let's see. We're gonna talk
So,
about Magic cards.
anything cool that you've gotten for your collection lately? And it doesn't have to be like this week, but just in the last.
No, it was this week. I've been ordering Super Famicom games because they're cheap, and I'm going to be spending money on expensive retro games anymore because that can just forget it.
That ship has
So
sailed.
that ship is done. Ship is gone. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
Sunk it
I'm
in the
not.
harbor.
I'm gonna probably keep. Well, I'm gonna leave steady with what I have and wait until maybe May or June when see where prices fluctuate around May or June. So yeah, right now PlayStation's hot. PlayStation 2 is out of control, and I think it's GameCube. So it's like a wave that I've noticed that's going up and but yeah, before these things, get crazier, I got Ultraman for Super Famicom. I got this for $3.
Oh wow.
$3. Store's awesome. Bought this from the same store for $4. Yu Yu Hakusho's fighting game number two. And then the thing I wanted the most, what I really really wanted, pristine, is a Katana battle action game, which is Samurai Showdown. But this I paid $40 for, but this is like in pristine condition. I mean, like he even went and put the spine in the casing of it, so
Yeah.
it's like right here. I've been after this Samurai Showdown for a while, and it is. I mean, it's like you could see yourself in it. It's clean, very clean.
Yeah, I don't understand people's obsession with the spine cards for the Saturn stuff. I don't get it.
I'm obsessed with Saturn with the little foam stuff that they have in there. Anytime someone puts the foam up on sale, I buy it. And if I'm missing the foam, I put the
You know,
foam
you,
in.
you could probably just buy some foam and cut it to size and then place it in there. And
That is true.
that's probably what
That's
people are
true.
doing. It's repo Saturn foam.
Repost Saturn foam. What's up, Grave?
How's it
I
going,
didn't see it.
Grave? How you doing tonight?
It's got like the buttons on the
Nerd.
controller, and this one this one I was excited about. So
Cool.
I'll
I'm trying to think,
play
what did
this later.
I don't remember what did I show off last time?
I do have other stuff too, but it's sitting all
What
the
was
way
it?
down there.
I
So
don't know if I
whatever.
if I showed off. Just, I mean, one of the coolest toys I've seen around lately is Dr. Robotnik in the
Yeah, that is pretty
machine,
cool.
and it came with several other accessories. You got the helicopter blades. It's got the little gun on the front. It's got the hammer. It's got the hanging ball. So you've got lots of accessories you can put on it. And if you hit the windshield hard, everything pops off. Like he'll shoot
Oh,
out, and all the
really?
accessories will pop off.
That's cool.
I'll actually give you a show. Hopefully, I can find everything because this front's gonna pop off too. Nope. Thankfully, he didn't
Everything
shoot
pop.
out. Probably because of this little cap right here. But then you
Wow.
gotta go through and put it all back together.
The biggest thing I got this week I guess the biggest thing is this.
Lightfall. Is that the expansion?
That's the new expansion for Destiny. It's actually
They released a
really.
physical edition of it. Is it just that expansion, or is it the entire game?
It's a long time ago, I did dev work for Bungie to app development, and I go ahead and they were looking for people to do it. Oh man, my camera is shaking like hell. So they were looking for people to um, work on the app for Android. So I know how to program on Android and everything. And I said, okay, I'll be an app tester and stuff like that. And I got a whole bunch of merchandise from them. And I have a code all the time that I can use, like a code, to get percentage off or whatever it is. So
Okay.
um, that was, I think it was 220, but I got 40% off. So I was kind of excited about that. Every single year that they have a big expansion that comes out, like a new chapter of the game, I always buy the expansion off of it because I get $40 off. That's the new one that came out. It comes with ghosts and like the Destiny ghosts and stuff. So yeah. Oh, that's okay. Today my kids almost cracked the TV behind me. I was sitting here doing working on something and they hit the TV with the yo-yo. And I heard the TV bang with the yo-yo and I was like, "What the hell?" And I turned around and they're like
I
they
didn't know
ran
do
up.
that. What's going on, TJM Zero? Yep, Dr. Robotnik. It's a sweet little figure.
DJ.
I wish you could buy just the little egg mobile thing and then just have all the other stuff hooked up at the same time, but kind of do it. But the other thing is something I worked on all of last week
I'm gonna
is
just set this
the
camera
Lego
up.
Woody Atari 2600.
Damn, that's nice.
Let me see if I can get to
Wow,
the
that's
switches
super
even
nice.
work. It's got a spot in the back for the controller, cables, switches, and then you got two little they're not alternate builds, but action builds for one for asteroids, one for adventure, and there's another one for centipede, but I haven't built it yet.
I love that
And
adventure
it's
one.
got a little pop-up feature. Boop. So there you go. You got a little kid playing on his Atari.
Wow.
I mean,
I bet you that is that
stereo
Cosmic
and all
playing
kinds of
on his
stuff in there,
Atari?
just really cool. But damaged box is the way to go when you're buying Lego from the Lego store.
That's true.
Putting out home front fires because the kids can't listen for reason, but they can buzz off now and get ready for bed. How's it going, Baron? Somebody's gonna get choke slammed if I hear something like that here.
Oh, it's Baron.
How's it going, Foxy?
Hey, Foxy.
Hope you're having a good night. Your stream went well. All right, so we're ready to move on to the crux of the show. It could be called that. We're going to be talking about Magic the Gathering. The cards, the collectibles, the holy cow, can you spend a ton of money on this thing?
Oh yeah, big time.
If this works, we're going to see a video from our very own Foxy talking about some of his favorites and stuff. So, take it away, Foxy.
Hey guys, Foxy here for the segment, just to talk about a little bit about Magic the Gathering, a little bit about collecting, because I've collected over the years, off and on, but I just kind of want to talk about what it really meant for me, for the most part. Starting off with it, I started off years and years ago. It was one of those, I don't think my family wanted me to start collecting or playing the game at all. It all started with playing the game. I had friends that played it, and I thought, oh, I like those cards. They look really cool. And then I kind of gravitated towards a certain color of the cassette, and that's kind of where it went from there. I just wanted to show off a few cards that were a big part of me. My first card right here, whoops, right here, Ancient Silverback. This was my first structure deck that I had. It had Ancient Silverback with 6/5 regenerating. This card is not worth that much. Actually, I don't even know if it still is worth that much. But if you look at the symbol, the Urza's Destiny set, that entire set was like, went up in price like crazy. Pretty much even back then and now it's even more so. But a lot of the cards that I grew up with and enjoyed came from the Urza's. This is Urza's Destiny. There's Urza's Legacy, and then there's Urza's Saga, which I kind of want to show you a few cards from those too. I'll just show you my next favorite, one of my favorite cards actually ever, Multani Marrow Sorcerer. This card, well, it had hexproof. Before it was called hexproof. Multani can't be able to target spells or abilities. And total number of cards in all players' hands, that's the power of toughness. It looked cool. He looks cool. But that hammer right there is from Urza's Legacy. That entire set was expensive. I still have a Multani Marrow Sorcerer right here. It's actually part of my commander deck. I just wanted to kind of show you that. You can't see it too well with the lighting right there, but hey, it works. And then I'm going to actually show you guys one of my favorite cards of all time, Might of Oaks. Basically, you attack, let them go. If it goes through, bam, you pay the Might of Oaks cost, and +7/+7. Love this card. Now, when I got this commander deck, thank you, Adam, my buddy Adam. He actually found a, oh, you can't see it too well, but he found a foil version of this card. Now, this card is like, phew, it gone up way up in price since he got it. Even it's like in the 90s to $100, whatever. It's crazy how some of these cards go up way up in price. And you've got cards. I wish I could show you guys. I don't remember. I've been looking around for different cards. Eventually, I got into what's called the Weatherlight crew. Which, if you look in the background right here, I've got the Weatherlight ship. That's pretty much what my main collecting became after a long time. And it started off with this card here, Karn Silver Golem. Now the gear right there you see is the Urza's Saga set. This set was probably the most expensive of the bunch. So if you're looking for some of the more expensive cards, I believe this set is still probably the most expensive you're going to find for some of these cards. But Karn Silver Golem here is part of the Weatherlight crew. I was all about the lore when it came to Magic the Gathering. So a lot of it I collected through lore, not realizing it was going to be expensive down the line. But finally, I waited. I was like, okay, we have some Weatherlight crew. Are we ever going to get the captain of it, which is Gerard Caption? And on a trip home from a camping trip, I pulled this card, which it's not the best quality right here. I can even enlarge it for you there for a little bit. Yeah. Gerard Caption. It came from one of the newer sets. Gosh, I can't remember the name of the set now. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, no, it was like, now I'm starting to make a deck based around the Weatherlight crew. And some of these cards got really expensive. Some cards not so much. Just one other card I wanted to show you that, I mean, you can't have the Skyship Weatherlight crew without the Skyship Weatherlight. This is one card I worked hard to get. Yeah, when Skyship Weatherlight comes into play, search your library for any number of artifacts and or creatures, and then you basically tap 4 to get that card out. Combined with my green, my love for green, I mean, you could pull these out pretty much all the time, no problem. You can get exactly what you want into your hand. It was great, and I loved making a deck around lore and it got really expensive. But if you're going to collect at all, there are later sets that they re-released a lot of these cards. But Urza's Legacy, Urza's Destiny, and Urza's Saga were like the big thing. So yeah, I just wanted to share a few highlights from here. Again, I can only find a few of my green cards. That's it. Squirrels were the best. Just going to say it. I don't know if they still are. But anyway, thank you for chilling with me. That was kind of fun. Catch you guys later. Good luck with the rest of the segment.
Bye, Foxy.
Thank you, Foxy, for that. That was awesome. Squirrels are the best. But but you're Foxy, and Foxys eat squirrels. So, well, I guess if you go with that, yeah, they are the best because they're great nom noms. So, how many people know or have played Magic the Gathering? Saying, I know you have. I have.
Oh,
Foxy
yeah.
has. Fox and I used to do a Friday night streams, playing actually this Magic the Gathering Arena. We got to get back to it on occasion.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, there were some good clips that, that came from that too. But has anyone else in chat played? And does anyone have any actual interest in the Magic the Gathering tournament we want to hold here at the end of the month? Baron mooched some cards after friends in high school and played with them. Never had your own set though. I only collected from like 2012 to 2013, maybe 14. And I got into it because of it might have been Magic the Gathering 2012 on Xbox Live. Downloaded it, learned how to play. It was a lot of fun, and then started doing physical. And then had friends that started getting into it, so we were playing matches. I made an artifact deck. That was a lot of fun. I just kept putting out Thopters, and then when the last one would come out, it would kill one card, and then I'd kill all those off, and then put it back out again. It's pretty cool.
I got into Magic in 92 or 90. No, 94 and 93.
Early on, so if you still have your cards from the
I have
from early on, those can be like a retirement account.
I have beta. I have some beta. If you look at my cards are as old as, like, you'll see when I show them. They're as old as anything can be. I mean, like, the cards are really, really old. So, I mean, like, first gen art, first gen everything. I mean, like, I have some really cool cards. Like, over here, I actually have my black and red deck, that I created, so I could show you guys like all that and stuff. But Magic was actually the gateway to, like, a lot of card. I was really into Magic because I like the strategy of card building games, and I like building the decks and strategizing what cards you need to put in there and what colors mix with what and everything. So yeah, I have some of the cards. Like, I have a box that's full of cards. But those are all set up in a storage locker and everything. I don't have any room in here to put them. But I have a lot. I think I have close to about 400 to 500 cards.
That's it.
About
I thought you had a
that's
ton more. Because
I have
you might have
about
more than you
500.
think when you, because I've got a box a buddy gave me like that bit that, and then it's all newer, well, but in like 2013, 14, 15, you know, that big, you know, basically the size of a banker box. It's full of cards. And then I've got some, actually, hold on a second. I didn't even think about it until now, but I bought a bunch of boxes for cards.
Oh,
so
that's a good idea.
It's actually like a little shelf, and it holds, I guess, 16 boxes, and there's 4 or 5 of them that are full of Magic cards. Oh, let's see. I think they've all
Oh,
been
wow.
opened, but on occasion, when I wasn't gonna have time to play or anything, I'd go through and so I'd open the cards, look at them, and then just put them back in the package. So I don't even know what all is in this box. So let's see. And then here's one just full of cards. But if I can remember, I'll take a picture of the little shelf box, because you just take these and you just slide them in. And so I've got some with M for Magic, some with P for Pokemon, and some with B for baseball cards.
How old are the Pokemon cards?
They're the Munchkins. She's got some first generation ones. She has almost a full set of the first ones.
She has Charizard?
Yeah, I think she has a couple Charizards, but I don't know if they're the expensive ones. I need to get them into top loaders and then take them to a shop and be like, hey, how much are these worth? Is it worth getting them graded? I don't think it is, because their condition isn't that great. I know the condition's not great, and if you're not going to get a PSA 8, or actually PSA 9 or 10, there's no point in even taking them in. So.
He pulled.
Hey guys, Foxy here.
$100 Pokemon card.
Well, Slippy had no interest, not anymore. Never played online. So are you gonna jump in and play when we do the tournament? And Slippy, that could be the giveaway for the month of March. Well, it is March.
That would be kind of awesome too.
Foxy got a few from Alpha, a couple commons worth a few bucks. Yep, Adam works on the game on Magic the Gathering Arena, which is actually what's up there behind us. He makes the play mats, made a few of the pets. So let me see if I can pull up.
Oh, really? That's actually pretty cool. What is he, like a graphical design? Yeah, that is right. Yeah, graphical designer.
I haven't played Arena in quite a while, but apparently these are okay. Those are all the pets I've got. Oh, I didn't realize I had so many. But a lot of them, like these, are just variations of the same thing. Especially like this bear. Then you get a closed bear, and then you get an armored bear.
Yeah, I see the owls.
And a walking book. Which those must be new or something.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. The owls are all the way up.
Look at that green fox. Actually, green wolf. Yeah. The owl. Yeah, Hoot.
That owl looks. You gotta ask him, Foxy, if he's ever seen. Jeez, now I
Fire
can't
dog.
think
of it. The single-headed Cerberus.
I can't believe I'm drawing a blank in this movie.
But you unlock the pets as you play, or at least some of them. Same with card sleeves.
Clash of the Titans. Foxy, you gotta ask him if he's ever seen Clash of the Titans.
That's
Because
a
that
classic.
owl, that's a good one. That owl looks like the owl from Clash of the Titans.
But this is what we're gonna use when we do the tournament. Is Arena, and you have to use a starter deck. And that way, anyone can just jump in and play. You don't have to have tons of experience. If I can remember, I'd play through the. How do I get to
Starter decks? Starter decks are fun.
Some of them are, but they actually have like a intro, so you get through and play. It teaches you how to play against an AI opponent before it tosses you in with people. Did we get? Apparently, we got some packs from. How the heck do I have so many packs? I don't remember even playing.
Oh, digital packs are fun.
Yep.
But see, that goes with the collecting. It's like, oh, do you want to collect digital packs, or, I mean, do you want to? I
These don't
personally
take up any space. It doesn't cost any money. I spent like $5 or $10 when it was in beta, because like, this is cool, let me support it. And that had been like 3 or 4 years ago. Holy cow.
Man, I think I stopped Magic. No, I had Magic when I was still collecting Super Nintendo. Back in like 95, 96. I really stopped Magic when I got into Saturn and PlayStation. That's when I stopped really collecting Magic because it just Genesis was like almost near its death, and there was really nothing much to do with Genesis, and then there was nothing much to do with Super Nintendo. N64 I thought was a toilet system. So I'm sorry if you like N64, but I don't. Except for Zelda 64, and I think I was right around I don't know, I guess like a junior in high school or something, and it just in Magic I just dropped off of Magic, and that was it. My father took all my cards. He packed up all the cards and everything. And that was it. I was just gonna open like 400 packs on
No,
stream.
I once opened up over 400 packs. I did I did a test. I don't even know if it may not even be on Twitch anymore. But I sat there and I was like, all right, how long is it going to take me to get every card from this set? And
Wow.
I don't remember how many I opened, but I never got a complete set. Thankfully, you have the option to open packs 10 at a time, so you can get through them a little bit quicker. And then it just shows you. It doesn't show you the common cards; it just shows you the uncommon, mythic, and rares.
I mean, now it's all become collecting Magic's all become digital. I don't really know a lot of people that collect Magic anymore. I mean, there's a store near me that we go get the Pokemon cards from, and we do Pokemon cards and stuff like that. But when we go in there, it's not really Magic. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh or I don't know. I think it's like really Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z. Uh, whoa, excuse me. Heavy, Pokemon. Heavy Pokemon cards. I think that's the big thing with the kids right now. So where we were as kids with Magic, that's where they are with Pokemon cards. So they're still popular to this day. Magic cards, I mean I used to know someone that did Magic cards and collected Magic cards and stuff, and you know, it was here and there.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if you're not actively collecting, like, it doesn't seem like it's as popular as it might be. But there's still people going out buying boxes and boxes of it and
Oh wow.
complaining about Wizards of the Coast practices. And like, I used to watch several YouTubers who would talk about it, and they're like, you know what, the game got to be a little bit too much for me. It's like they broke it every time a new set came out, and just like, yeah, it's not for me anymore. Which stinks because, like I said, Fox and I used to have tons of fun with it. If you're looking at the decks, we would come up with just strange and silly themed decks, like this one, Wall or Nothing. It's nothing but walls, but there's a card in there that lets you change your walls into something that can attack and not just defend.
They used to have that too. It was called Living Walls. It was in the first couple of series.
Let's see if I can find the card that lets you do it. But that was the neat thing about Magic. It's easy to learn, kind of like chess. It's easy to learn, but tough or impossible to master. I don't remember.
Yeah, this deck is crazy that I had. This red deck.
What I had that there was something that let you attack with them, even though they were walls. How's it going, DW? You got some sealed packs. What are you doing with those? One thing I liked doing was making decks that allowed you to tap the other person's creatures, and so I could lock down somebody's deck and they couldn't do anything on their turn because I would tap all of their creatures before they could do anything.
Oh, so you would tap the creatures, they would get stuck, and then you would just attack.
Yeah. I had games that lasted a long time and probably really irritated some people because like they'd come out and they'd have 30 some odd cards and I'd lock them all down and they couldn't do anything with them. And I might not even be able to actually attack because I didn't have enough creatures, but I could.
Oh wow!
I could stave them off long enough. Several
Yeah,
rat
I could-
decks,
I could show you guys some of the
pirate
cards.
decks.
Some of the older cards. Some of the way old cards. You guys want to see that?
And the little triangles on them, that's indicating how many cards are outside of standard play now. So 30,
What?
20, 25. Yeah, it
What does
goes
that-
through the
What does
same
that mean?
standard. If you want to play in tournaments and that kind of stuff, you have to have a standard deck, which is, what is it, like the 3 most current or recent expansions or something. Actually, Foxy could probably jump on now if he's got it updated, and we could actually play a game and talk.
That would be
talk
pretty.
through it.
That would be pretty cool, actually, to see you guys do that.
Or if somebody else has the game installed and downloaded and whatnot.
Yeah, Foxy, jump. I'm putting Foxy on the spot, but yeah, you should jump on
Oh,
and play a Magic
Foxy
game.
generally won. Like, I came up with strange decks, but Foxy came up with good strange decks.
Strategical decks.
So I don't think I've got anything I can even.
I personally, Slippy, I
Yeah.
would play him in Ascension. I happen to love. I think I love Ascension more than Magic. Really, that's a nice picture of the Black Lotus. But yeah, I just, God, I forgot how to play Magic. Ascension, I'm quick on. I love Ascension, but Magic the Gathering, here and there, here and there.
I don't know if that's some of the all of the clips should be on my my personal Twitch channel. So I'm guessing I've only got this. Why is it?
We used to go to tournaments back in the days and play and
Yeah.
all that other stuff.
And I might have some of those archived up on a hard drive somewhere. And they added mail. I don't know what the mail is. I haven't checked it. I don't know if I should check that on stream. I don't want them to give me any codes and then be, oh no, somebody took my code. All decks. See, these two, they look like they're okay to play with, but they don't show up in my list of games to play. Thing is, like, some of the cards have awesome artwork, which is what I think got it in trouble in its early stages. It ran into that D&D thing with its demonic, and like Slippy was saying earlier, what was it? It's the devil.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, Lord of D. Yeah, Lord of D is insane. That card, the way it looks. Force of Nature is pretty cool. I mean, there was really nothing. Force of Nature was nice. Wrath of God was insane. Wrath of God would just destroy all your cards on the field.
Oh,
so
board
destroy
wipes.
your cards.
I hate board wipes. Although I've made some decks that use them to a decent effect.
Well, if you were fancy enough, what you would do is you would put Protection of White on your. What I would do is I would put Protection of White on Force of Nature, drop Wrath of God, wipe the thing, and then I think Force of Nature was like a 6/6, and then I would just attack you for 6, and then attack you for 6. By the time you put out cards and everything else, and I had walls, it was a huge mixture of stuff.
Yeah, there's.
It was the devil for some. That's funny, Baron.
For a lot of kids that did squander a stupid amount of money on Magic cards, it was a devil for some. Some really did use or spend a ton of money on it. And I mean, when I was playing with the physical cards, and then when my daughter got into Pokemon, like, there were people going in there and buying, like, a new set would come out and they'd buy a booster box or two. But not just for Pokemon or for Magic the Gathering. If someone would buy more, and they'd just sit there and they'd rip through them and go and just throw stuff out and be like, all right, didn't care about the common stuff. They were just hunting for 1 or 2 cards. It's like, man, that's just, we think retro collecting is crazy, but you're spending, I don't know, we'll say $100 on a booster box, and you all you want out of it is 2 or 3 cards.
That's true.
And so you'd buy 2 or 3 boxes just to get that.
Does Foxy have his thing up
Oh, hold on, what? So
for magic?
this is from 4 years ago. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
to give you guys an idea of, man.
Oh, look, Foxy found the clip.
There you go. All right, so it's gonna go over top of everything, so you're not gonna see anything but the clip. But here we go.
Oh no, I need that other thing open. There it is. What?
Just wait.
Oh, whoa, what was that? Plus one, plus one. Oh my gosh! That is too cool.
And that was that clip.
There it is.
So he just bumped up the goblin and. Oof. Yeah, he creates a 1/1 goblin for each point in power he has. So he had 40, 50. So yeah, 58 goblins came in like that.
Wow, that's insane.
Was he playing against that like a deck like that with the tapping deck? I was like, well, I'm just gonna tap him, and there's nothing you'll never be able to attack with him. So we had lots of fun with just weird, strange decks. It actually makes me feel bad that we haven't played Magic in so long. Feels bad, man. I'm so not used to this interface or anything. I don't even. Hold on, we can go into
Probably.
a bot match.
So 58 goblins, and then with 20 health at starting, it's a bit overkill. Yeah, that's definitely overkill for sure.
We'll do a quick match. We can keep talking while I'm playing. Let me get the boxes out of my lap. But I mean, it's an interesting game.
Oh, you're facing Sparky.
Oh, oh yeah, I forgot how often I just don't have mana and can't play anything, which is most of the time. That's like my bane with Magic, is just the lack of. Like, I'd have 20, 24 mana in my deck, and I wouldn't pull enough of it to actually do anything, even if I had low-cost cards.
I think I still have Birds of Paradise. That was an awesome card. And Volcanic Island.
So I started off with two mana. So, those not familiar with it, you need mana to cast the cards in your hand. The numbers at the top is how much mana you need, and then anything next to it is it has to be that specific kind. So if I want to use the ability on the left, I need a white or a blue mana plus one other mana. If I want to use the ability on the right, I need 2 mana plus a white and a blue.
Oh, wow.
So we're just going to tap that.
What are you doing? You're versing someone right now?
I'm just playing against a bot.
Oh, it's a bot. Okay.
That's what Hearthstone does well. Yeah, I don't know what. Crap! I gotta get rid of something. I never could get into Hearthstone. Hearthstone, I did not care for.
A lot of people I know play that game. A lot of people, and apparently they really do like it. They were Magic junkies as kids, and now they went to that and they play that. So.
Oh, it's a sorcerer. Dang it. There we go. Another mana. Do something now. Let's see, this guy comes in. He has no power, but he has 3 toughness, and I can tap him to tap something else. And this one, same thing. I can put it out there, and I can use it to tap other creatures. We're going to go ahead so I can get some cards out. use the ability to tap it and lock it down so it doesn't untap during its controller step. Oh no, of course. Use a 5 cost card. It deals 5 damage to my guy. Thinking of getting back into it, but dude, I was super into I'm just gonna take the damage.
Magic.
Into Magic for a while.
It was a good deck building game.
It's fun. But it's definitely a little bit of pay to win because of the
the way it is and the way it's like set up. I mean, if you have the money, you can go buy booster boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes, and there you go. You're set. You're good to go.
it's a goblin deck. All the thing is, you don't even have to buy all the boxes. You can
DW, you're getting back into what, Hearthstone? Because that's a fun. I mean, it's a fun game. I've seen people play it before, but I just don't. I'm not like too big into that.
yeah.
And then there's the other part of trying to unload all these cards, and nobody wants to look at the cards. Nobody wants to be like, oh, this card is this much, or this card is that much, or this card is this, or this card is that, and then you get stuck trying to unload a bunch of, just regular mana cards like the swamps, and people are just like, nah, I'm not interested in that, or I'm not interested in this, or whatever it is, and then you just you get stuck with a huge collection not knowing what to do.
Yep. Probably he's not not attacking, but I've got land I can tap to create a 1/1, so works for me.
Of course, you want to try to get the best possible offer for the cards too, but
I mean, it's the same problem that you face with any other sort of collecting. Is if you wanna get top dollar, you're gonna have to put time and effort into it. If you are fine to not get top dollar, then you can just take it into a shop and get rid of stuff.
no, that's true.
I can't really do attacking.
Like, I have a lot of antiquities cards, and I just have I have them. Yeah, and I've never touched them or anything. Like, I've never gone into a store. I've never said to them, "Hey, listen, guys, you like this card or this card or something or whatever it is." I did it once. I brought in one card, and I think it was close to about $70 for it. No, $150 for it, and I used it to buy Pokemon cards for him, and he went nuts over those. But it was whatever. It was worth it.
Just playing the game as is, and he's stacked with so much. He has paid currency, but that was like some of the free code. Oh yeah, I've got some of the premium currency, but I've played so heavily. I've got over 400,000 gold, and a pack is 1,000. So I could go and buy 400 packs or something. Which I actually wanted to go through and try to get most of the Dungeons and Dragons set when it came out, but I kind of didn't do that.
There was a Dungeons and Dragons set that came out for Magic.
Yep, they do themed stuff now.
Oh wow, they get on the bandwagon of Fortnite.
I don't think I want to waste that on him. Will they block it? Wow. He's got 20 health and he decides to do that. That seems crazy.
Oh, really? Ah, okay, I see it.
What?
He says you got currency, but that was thanks to Adam for all the free codes.
Yeah.
Foxy, does he still do that now or no?
He still works for Wizards of the Coast.
That's cool.
We block with this guy. No damage comes through. Ooh. This is the fun one to get out. Especially...
Oh, Forgotten Realms, Junkie. Forgotten Realms, man. I haven't
There were
heard
some
that in
good
a long
games.
time.
Got a few packs of them because I'm a Forgotten Realms junkie. Yeah, there was some really cool stuff. We we might possibly get some stuff for the winner of the tournament. Probably need to go ahead and maybe just create a channel for that. Just don't know if we're gonna get any creatures in here that are that big.
That would be awesome, though. I mean, doing a Magic tournament.
But so this, the big creature I put out, at the end of my turn, I gotta take a card, take it out of the game, and it comes back into the game untapped. And so I can attack with it and not have to worry about really losing it or anything. We'll take that and then be like, oh no, I'm gonna tap him. Bring this guy out. It's a 3/3 flyer. So unless he has something with flying, he can't block it when I come in to attack him. We'll just pass.
Now, do you guys all still remember how to play Magic? I don't.
I remember how to play it.
I don't remember. It's like a blur. I think it's been from so long ago that I honestly have forgotten how to play Magic.
No! No! You killed my 3/3 flyer. This game is gonna take forever. Oh, I never forget. A fox never forgets.
A lot of the cards now, from what I've heard, you can't even, like the older cards, the cards like I have, you can't even play with them anymore because they're all.
It depends on the format you're playing. That's the thing, is there's tons and tons of different formats. Well, not tons and tons, but there's a lot of different formats that you can play. And so depending on what format you want to play, like you can't play in standard. Like I said, it's only a certain number of sets back that are current. It has to be in the current rotation to be playable in tournaments and what they call standard. But
oh, and then you have to tap and
yeah,
do all
well,
that other
there's
stuff,
alternate
yeah.
modes that you can play. And I mean, if you're playing with friends and they just say you can play with whatever, then like, cool, sweet, I'll play with whatever. So let's tap him.
I forgot completely how to play this.
Don't need to
That's
put
the
that
funny
out.
part behind it.
Maybe I should put this guy out. That's 5, 6.
Oh, this
Boom.
is
Bunch of cards go into my hand. Now I can attack with the big cards. Or target tap creature.
I forgot me. Swamp.
So see, he was getting me good, but now boom, boom, done. Double-headed giant is an It is. I wish that they would bring that back. It was a lot of fun.
Double-headed giant. Kind of curious to see some of these. What's this? Let me see. Oh wow, the new ones look really cool.
So this one has hexproof, so it can't be targeted by spells. And the little creatures that it created, they can't be. Oh, there we go. Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes tapped, if it isn't being declared as an attacker, you may draw a card. So it has card draw as well. Double-headed giant was cool because, you know, you could get more people playing, and that was the 3v1, correct? If I'm remembering correctly.
I'm looking up the cards now. Some of them anyway.
Really? Why the heck is he attacking? Yeah.
Oh wow, the new cards actually look super nice.
I mean, they look a lot better quality than the original.
The artwork looks amazing. Oh god, I had such a thing for the elements. Let me see here, Earth Elemental.
I mean, we've won. This is messing around with them now. But it's all about having the mana and then using it.
Oh, you're on the game still?
Yeah.
I was looking these up. I'm curious. I don't even know what, like, these things are so old.
I forget there's some sites you can go and look at, and it's like, it might be called like The Gatherer or something. You can go up and it basically has checklists of cards and values and there was a Star City, I think, was a site you could go to look for the price of cards and stuff. But I mean, it's like anything else. It's like, what do you do with it? Oh, like you said, you got a box full of it.
I have no idea.
I
honestly
join
have no
join
idea.
a Facebook group or start putting it out somewhere on social media that you got the stuff and you want to get rid of it.
I'll just stiff my kids with it. That'll be good.
Oh, if you got cards that are old enough and worth enough, I mean, that can be their college fund. So.
Yeah, some of these aren't. I mean, these are like God, they're from like what, 94? Fallen Empires. Yeah.
I'm just sitting here getting 0-2 creatures. This was a fun card. You put it on a creature, it taps it, and it will never untap as long as that enchantment is attached. Bloop. Now I gotta draw cards.
This one's really interesting. So what do you guys think of Magic? I know Slippy, you know, it's nerds all the way, but like, did you guys ever trade Magic cards? Yeah, let's look at this one. Howl from the... Oh, Jesus.
Oh, we got another one of those. So we can get even more cards. Now we can draw 3 cards every time we tap one of their creatures. Foxy loves these decks. We got to a point where there was like nothing the other guy could do. Problem is, I had to survive long enough to get to that point.
Check the difference between these. These are interesting. I don't know if they're...
Let's draw a bunch of cards. Oh, I forgot about that cat. When he enters the battlefield, tap target creature opponent controls, and it locks it down for a turn. I started learning how to play a couple years back. I really like it. I just don't have a lot of time to devote to getting good at it. Magic trick feat 1, 2, 3. Sayian's hat will have a rabbit inside.
Yeah,
Watch me
okay.
pull a rabbit from my hat. Nothing up my sleeve. Presto. Let's see if he actually lets the 4/5 through. Nope.
I'm
Do it.
just sitting here looking at these, like, they're old. Like, it's crazy how old they are. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, you just started learning how to play a couple of years back, Rave? I forgot.
It's a lot of fun. Like Arena or the console versions are a good way to learn.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is out of control. That I could tell you.
Hey, don't knock Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Got me this thing.
Buster Douglas.
Yep.
Yup.
I traded for it. Came home with more money from the convention than I went with.
No, that's fun. That's funny. So I don't know. I'll show these while you play that. So here, I'll show you how old these cards are. So this, where the hell is it? So this is the Fireball card that I have, and this is how old basically the card like really is. The card is it doesn't even, you look at the bottom of the card doesn't even have like a date on it or anything. It's just, it is what it is. Wow, my camera's way off. I'm gonna make everyone throw up.
It's focusing on you and not the.
Now this one is full. I think it's either this one's full in Empires. So if you're gonna notice the difference on the card's actually gonna have a black border around it, kind of like what you have for Alpha and Beta. So all Alpha and Beta cards will look something like this, but have a black border. This is third generations. You have Alpha, Beta, first gen. I think this is first gen, if I'm not this is first gen, if I'm not mistaken, first or second gen, because they have the bottom, which is no name on them at all. The back of it's like original artwork that they had, but they added the elements on the back of the card. Some of the coolest cards that I have, like I said, this is just the red deck that I had. Some of the real cool looking ones, for example, was Weakness. Target creature loses 2 and 1. The artwork on it is insane. I mean, their artwork was really good at the time when they came out. So you could see the artwork of the shadowing on the guy, and these were all hand drawn when the guy completely made them. So this one was cool. The one that was really dope that I happen to like a lot, and every time I look at it now, it kind of oddly enough reminds me of Elden Ring for some reason, and I don't know why, is this right here, which is called Raise the Dead. I thought this card was badass at the time. This would basically just bring a creature straight back from the dead. This one looks super cool. Kind of thought this one was pretty awesome at the time. This one's also from I believe Antiquities. This is another one. This one is the Dwarven Soldier. Why now? why would I choose a card like this? Well, this is from '94. And this basically this dwarven soldier, if you look at the artwork on it, the artwork is crazy. I mean, like I like the artwork. It looks nice. It's very faded, kind of like just the way you would think a dwarf would be. I mean, they're in the ground and everything. So honestly, like this one, I kind of thought was pretty cool. As you moved forward, you got more kind of toonier, weirder cards. You're done with League of Legends. So this one, which is the Thrall, here I'll move it back and then maybe we could put it into view. I really need to get another webcam for this. Oz is like, yep. So Thrall Champion. You get basically this type of bluish thing that carries a flag with an axe. He's chopping up people in the background and stuff. I mean, he's kind of like super weird. Um, I was big into the elemental people. This card, I believe, is second gen or third gen. This one is the elemental hero, and you can see like the way he drew the card. He's got the shadowing on the guy. He's just like a fat rock man. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. And this one is a 4 out of a 5, and there's the lore on it. So, Foxy, I don't know if you were ever aware of it, but a lot of the older Magic cards, like older 93, 92, Alpha, Beta, Antiquities, what they would do is like you would have here going. You could see with the Goblin Grenadier. I don't know if they do this now or not, but so with the Goblin Grenadier, what would happen is you would have the card. So you would wow, sorry for getting everyone nauseous. You'd have the card here, which would be the description of what the card would do, and then there we go. And then when you come down here, it would give you the lore of the card.
The flavor text.
Right. And you would have like the little crown, so you would know like this one is antiquities. This one is third gen. So you could tell like what basically, just from standing here, you could tell basically what the difference of them would be.
Yeah, they've all got
So
little icons and whatnot, so you can distinguish one set from another. But how's it going, Knocker? Learn anything about card games? Oh, I wouldn't even know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Not at all.
I know Yu-Gi-Oh's not bad. Yu-Gi-Oh's got some crazy combos.
What
and
happened
then
with LOL, Slippy? Yeah, it came
here,
out
I don't. Let me show you guys these.
in the
this
early
was-
90s, and not in the early 90s, the mid 90s.
I have 93 Magic cards. They're
Do
just
you?
not.
Okay, so early 90s.
They're put away. I have 93. It actually came out, I think, in like 92. That was
Older than
alpha
you.
and beta. This card's super cool. This one's target creature gains X+0 until end of turn. So I mean, X is the amount of whatever the hell, how many mana or stuff you had on the, what was it, on the field. So if you have like out 8 swamps or something with dual. So yeah, like this card's very well drawn. I happen to like that card a lot. And then so this is an artifact. There were a lot of artifacts in oh my Jesus God, listen to me. There was a lot of artifacts in Magic. And Magic, what you did was like, especially with this card too, what you'll notice is basically for this card, you will have the explanation on the bottom, and then you'll have the signature of the guy who did the artwork on the side. And that's how you know, like, okay, this is, the artwork is stamped with him signing it. If you really enjoyed the artwork, and you really like the photo a lot of what they did, they would put their name on the sign the picture like that, which is what you see on the side, and it was 94. So this card is Antiquities from 94. I don't know if you guys older, like here are the two. Like here's So that's mountains, old school. That's swamps, old school. That's basically mountains and swamps, old school. First, like I think second or no, that's third generations or second generations. That's what they used to look like, and those used to be the symbols for them. I don't know if they're still good now. You know, if they still have the symbols like that and everything. There was a lot of artifacts that I had. This was basically a full stack of cards that I have. This is just one deck. So I think it was like what it was, 30 or 60 cards you were allowed to have.
No, you could have. I think the deck size I think was kind of. You had to have at least 60, but you can make it as big as you want. But that just decreases the chance of pulling one of the cards that you want because you only have 4 copies of the same card in your deck outside of regular planes. Not regular planes, regular mana cards.
I mean, like there was one card in here, Antiquities, uh, mint, mid stab thrall or something. This card just is like nightmare fuel in itself when being a kid. I mean, like imagine like waking up and like seeing this thing, like come after you when you're sleeping or something like that.
Oh, they've
Yeah,
made some creepy cards. It's like, oh yeah.
this card's like super creepy. I mean, he's just there. He's got like an arm, another arm, and another arm. And I'll tell you guys right now, I remember this card distinctively as a kid. And I remember turning around to one of my friends and saying, "Wow, I wonder where he goes to the bathroom because he has no butt." So it was like weird topics of magic cards that you would have. And then the this one has an actual black, somewhat black border around it that you could really see definitively. So this one right here, this is another awesome one. It's the Minotaur, but the Minotaur again, like I was telling you guys, with the older magic cards, he signed his name on the side of the card. If the artwork was that, if they really liked that card a lot, what they would do is they would sign their name on the card. And they would definitely date it. You could see here, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. It might zone out or whatnot, but you could see like the writing in the card, like right there as I pull it back. That's this little white blur. That's actually where the artist would sign their name on the side of the card. So it's pretty cool actually. But I mean, I have obscene amount of cards here. This one was always cool. I like the actual newer rendition of this one, which is called Frozen Shade. Sorry if I keep on hitting the damn camera. Frozen Shade is really cool. Reminds me of something out of Castlevania. Again, this is a very early year Castlevania. Oh my god, an early year Magic card. So your mana would be at the top. It'd be an explanation of the card. So yeah, it's what it is that you're seeing right now. And I had other ones too. I have a lot of other ones. I don't know where they. I think, like I said, I have them in a storage locker because it's just a huge box of cards. Huge box of cards.
Yeah, I think probably the easiest thing to do is you go on eBay, look for the year of the card or the series, and then look at the sold listings and look at what individual cards have sold for a decent amount. And all right, I'm gonna pick up those, or I'm gonna take those in and sell them because you have an idea of what they're worth.
Yeah, I mean, like you could look up Magic the Gathering like '94. The cards, I pulled up one thing that they had. I had Volcanic Island. I have Badlands. Underground Sea. I've had what is it, Bayou. Like I've had all those, and this guy's like those are third edition revised. I have a lot of the third edition revised, which are like '94, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, bog rats. Oh, you want to really see some? I mean, you want to see how gross magic cards can get. I mean, this one's pretty. I think it was a common card. I'm not 100% sure, but again, artist signed his name on it. I mean, this card's pretty killer. I mean, you got this one right here. This one is actually bog. This one, I think it's plague rats. So I'll move it up. Plague rats is common, yeah, but this one, I mean, this one was just nasty. It's got like all the crap coming out of the rats and stuff. There's pus all over them and
There's worse
everything.
cards now, and the quality of the art is, or the printing is better, so it looks even gnarlier.
Yeah, this was, when talking to people at conventions with this, because my father was more into it than I was.
Make a rap song right now, meow about Magic the Gathering. Like that's common. All the cards you're showing were what we played with back in the day.
Yeah, these are like that's all I have is back in the day cards. Basically, my father was really big into it. My father thought it would be a good thing to play with, like have the card games and stuff. But I had one friend growing up that was really big into it, and we went to conventions, we played, we really went into playing Magic, and it was a lot of fun too. I mean, I have Hydra. I think it's the 6-headed Hydra. I'll when I go to the storage locker again, I'll post up some pictures for you of everything. I mean, there was as you get older in here, I'll show you the difference in the cards, because you can clearly see it between cards now. There's a lot of cards in here. Jeez. Most people, unless you're going to be a completionist, I mean, most people don't even. So, when they did the artwork, like I said, this artwork was too intense for kids. This thing was just way too intense for kids. So what they did was they swapped him out and created a second edition for him, which is in Antiquities, which is this. Because it was too intense for kids, and now you have this. Same card, does the same effect, does the same everything, just a different photo.
They do that with cards all the time now, though. They just reprint it with something else, but nowadays that card would be fine. People wouldn't even bat an eye at it.
Oh yeah, back in the day it was ridiculous. I mean, I have Lord of D, and Lord of D Lord of D was considered Satan at the time, and people were like, "Oh my God, Lord of D," and it was, or "Oh, Wrath of God was blasphemous because it's it's God coming down and wrathing of your people and stuff." And Millstone was something else, and Soulnet, and I mean, Black Vice. Those are I mean, like if I remember how to play, those would kind of be the cards like I would play. But yeah, I don't remember how to play Magic at all. I've actually forgot how to play Magic. I mean, I had a Shiva Dragon revised edition. I thought that card was pretty cool, but they've re-released. For me speaking with just like, the people at the card store that I go to, they've re-released cards, and those cards now have depreciated the original cards in value. So, like Rock Hydra, Magic the Gathering, it's it is what it is right now. I mean, Like they've depreciated them in value.
Well, but I don't think that's a bad thing because they make it so the cards are more accessible.
Right. The older cards kind of like if you have the older cards.
Yep. But it also brings back older cards so they're back in standard play because a lot of people that's what they want. They play standard play.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. And that's how they break Magic. Because there's a bazillion rules. I mean, there's a standard set of rules, and then there's the cards that break the rules. How much money do you think you spent on Magic cards? I would say personally, I spent probably a few hundred, just because of the number of boxes and stuff that I've picked up.
Oh, for me it was a lot.
Too much.
My father has well, our cards are separate. My father has sealed third and fourth edition booster boxes that he just never opened. That when we cleaned their house out, he found them in his office. That it was like the back room where the burner was and shit. And he would sit there like at his desk, and as we were cleaning out his desk, we found sealed booster boxes. We found sealed Ice Age. We found, I think it was Ice Age. We found a sealed box from the third generation. You stole.
And you stole.
Well, is that how I got Hagane? But no. My father's dumb with some stuff, but when it comes to the Magic cards, he's as sharp as a tack, and he took them all, put them all in a safe, and transferred the safe from Brooklyn out to here on the island. Personally drove all the cards out and everything, and he has a Black Lotus. His Black Lotus is in the safe deposit box. I've only seen it like twice, and that's it. And actually, like it's the Black Lotus is such a serious matter with him that, and I don't want to sound morbid when I say this, but actually the funniest thing with Magic cards is that the Black Lotus specifically in his will says that the Black Lotus will have to be sold, and I shit you not, none of you, the Black Lotus will have to be sold at auction, and that part of that money will go to both of their college funds if they decide to go to college or whatever it is. So it's that's a serious, like that card with him is serious. I remember when he got it, we were at a trade show, and it was just he had boxes, and he's always been very big into Magic, and he would trade and do all this. He would go there, drag me with him and everything, and he basically was like, oh wow, you know traded all this and stuff and everything, and I think he traded a box or two boxes of beta for that card at the time, and this is probably like 95, 96, and I think I was into PlayStation at that time. I might have been into PlayStation at that time. I don't remember, but it was I was like whatever, and he traded this stuff, but it was very big because you would trade, you would go to trade shows. People had this card, I want that. You would trade off and everything and stuff. So yeah, that was a big childhood thing. It was like almost every Saturday going to those things. And I remember how to play, and then I just stopped. He would go still, and up until I think he went 4 years after I stopped, and that was it. But I did take some of his cards. So I took some coral. I think he had like a coral carousel and all the walls and all the other stuff. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys have any memories of that, but I mean, it was it was fun. And you're saying, wow, you're really getting into this, aren't you?
Shenanigans if I'd known. Oh wow. Okay, sweet. Oh no, that didn't work. Dang it.
I wouldn't even know how to play this if my whatever my like it depended on it. I just don't. I mean, I traded like guys. I do not have any memories of your fathers. That's funny, actually. Well, I'm glad you know. So,
I don't have any memories of your father.
I actually, believe it or
Well,
not,
that one's slippy.
So the only actual Magic card thing I did was I traded a bunch of my cards. I remember for I traded a bunch of my cards for Punisher. Excuse me, for Sega Genesis. That's how I got Punisher. I wasn't into them. I think that was early 2000s. And that's really I've only used them to trade up and stuff like that. So that's about it.
They added this new feature, and you have a day and night cycle, so cards flip over depending on if it's day or night. I forgot about this. I thought
That's
didn't know it was still a thing. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. It's one of the things that got me out of playing Magic is just that it's gotten so ridiculous. And like I don't have anything that can change from day to night, and so I can't make his cards weaker or anything. It's like, man, this is so stupid.
They put that in Ascension now. So Magic the Gathering set me up to play stuff like
Magic is like hardcore deck building. Everything else is a tier below it. Pokemon is like the easiest ish.
I can't even get the hang of Pokemon, to be honest with you. I don't. I was talking to Nintendo about that, and I don't know how to play it. I know the cards look cool. I know there's cards I'm after, like Rayquaza and Pumpkaboo, but other than that, I don't never really have been interested in Pokemon playing the actual game itself.
Yeah.
I think from playing Magic, I would say like maybe 92, 91 around when they came out, I think, up until like let's say 97, my brain just shut down after deck building games and all that other stuff and everything else, and it just went into video games.
I'll say I got into Magic because of video games. Because they made a digital version of it. It's like, okay, well, this will be an easy way to learn. I won't have to worry about keeping up with counters. That's one thing. Is like when you get cards that make your card stronger. Okay, you need to put a +1/+1 counter on it, or make this card have a -1/-1, and there's so much stuff that goes into it. Yeah, it's fun to play, but it's so crazy to keep up with some of the games.
I mean, like this. It was easier back then. I mean, this card right here, Thrall Retainer, the target creature gets 1/1. Sacrifice Thrall to regenerate this creature it enhances. I mean, and plus you also a lot of two guys. You got to remember you have to think back at like where you were with Magic the Gathering. I was very big into Lord of the Rings when Magic the Gathering was kind of like around, like I read The Hobbit. I was like, wow, this is great. I really enjoyed The Hobbit and stuff. And I was into books like that where it was like medieval knights battling thralls, and you would have crusaders going off and stuff. Because around the cusp, like 94, 95, there weren't games kind of like that still. So yeah, Magic was I always thought like, you build a deck and you go off on an adventure. Especially my white deck with all the knights, the angels, everything.
He just played a Planeswalker. That's another thing. Oh, so dumb. Who makes Magic the Gathering?
Wizards
of the Coast.
Yep.
And because of Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast owns um, Dungeons and Dragons. And
Oh, really?
did they buy Hasbro or did Hasbro buy Wizards of the Coast? I forget
Oh, I
which way
don't
that
know.
goes.
I don't know, but I love D&D. I still have my dice from D&D and all the books and everything. That's all in the storage locker too. I can't put it in this neon room, but I mean, yeah, D&D was great. That was, we would actually use. I mean, we would have like some junk cards for D&D, and actually one of them was the throw card that I showed you guys when we played D&D. Instead of having like the people that you would build or the statues, because they were too much money, you would just pull the card down and be like, oh look, here's a thrall. This guy's like 7/7 on him or something like that, and he's going to attack. He'll attack you, or he comes out, thrall turns around, roll the dice to see how much damage you're going to do to him and stuff. It was, like that.
I'm pumping up all my creatures. I get +2/+2, and some other garbage, and then that's it for this game. So Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast. Okay, I couldn't remember which way it went, or WotC, as some like to call it.
See, Slippy, that's a loaded question. That's a loaded comment because I do have room to put the cards in here, but because my father pays for the storage locker,
No.
I don't. I just dump
Dang it,
all my
dang it,
crap
I
in
messed up.
there. So it's
They were
like,
set
oh,
up
I
to
have
such a
I
degree
have
that you pay
boxes
someone else
from
to
all my
handle it
Zelda
for you.
figures, so I leave all my stuff my stuff in there. But
This
yeah,
one, dude?
I just well, I don't know how to get rid of the magic cards.
It's not loaded.
That's
It's
the
just a
problem.
quest or fact.
It's
No,
a
the thing
fact,
is,
but I just
you don't know how to get rid of them to a degree that you are satisfied with, because you could take them into a card shop, and they'd be like, here's some money. We figure there's about this number of cards. This is what you can get, but you want to get as much as you can out of them, and that you got to put in time and effort to find out what you got.
I mean, I have, like I said, I think it's a little bit over 500 cards. I wasn't into the Beckett grading guides like my father was, and having all the cards sealed, and he would go through each card, see what it was worth at the time, seal it, all this and everything. Um, uh, so I would have to sit and go through everything. I was offered for the 500 cards, and they just breezed through it. I was
Oh, I think
offered
I may have just won.
$100 for the 500 cards, and I said to myself, if there's like alpha and beta in here with antiquities and everything else, what,
I
and then
win!
you have like
Holy
the
cow! The guy should have
ice.
attacked me. Sorry.
No, it's all right. And the ice ones, like what? What am I gonna do? And they're like, well, that takes a chance then. They're like, if it's alpha and beta, and everything else. Always killed them.
I can't believe I won. The guy, I apparently thought I had more than I did.
Ooh, yeah, let's do GG's on that too. Let's see, hydrate.
Lovin's what I
Some
got.
shades.
I got.
What's the collector corner show one for 1,000? We should do that. Spend 1,000 and we'll talk about a topic for next show.
Storage is a multi-billion-dollar industry in America. It's a huge problem. Americans have too much garbage. Yep.
Yeah, it's true. Americans
Thanks,
have way
DW.
too much crap. I mean, it was true when my parents, they cleaned out their house, the amount of crap that they had.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah. Talk about how the two of you stopped collecting hair on your head. I never collected hair on my head.
I never either. I stopped at 22, 23.
It just stopped growing, and I just don't. I haven't started collecting ever for hair anywhere. It just goes naturally, in the nose, in the ear, on the chest, on the back, on the legs, on the toes, on the fingers.
I don't even have. I don't even have any hair here. Nothing.
Saying super baldy.
Not much. But, well, let's see your butt. Oh, God. But yeah, that's I mean,
ain't nobody want to see that.
I think for me it switched from Magic the Gathering to Robotech. and I enjoyed Robotech with the figures, with the books, setting up fields, and then Warhammer. I was very big into Warhammer for a while, painting the figures and everything like that. You know, building like the sets and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, I would have the Warhammer sets out there. I had a table at my parents' house for that. But I've always had the Magic cards like in the back of my mind, and when you know, I still have my deck holders that have all the cards in them. Um, yeah, I still have my original decks from when I was a kid that I used to play with. But yeah, I mean, I've kept them in somewhat decently good condition. Some of the corners are a little jaded, but other than that, they're not as bad. I'm kind of happy I don't have any open decks and they don't come with gum, because then I would have to chew the gum. But
No cards would come with gum anymore.
no, they
even
don't.
Topps stopped doing that.
Gum was horrible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's definitely for sure. But, I mean, yeah, I would just, you know, and then I mean, everyone collects cards, I guess, right? I mean, have you guys ever collected a lot of cards?
I mean, I collected baseball cards. I went from baseball cards to comics. And then comic cards. Then I think comics and like cards is the only thing like I stopped collecting. I mean, on occasion I'd see some cool cards, but not necessarily baseball cards. Although I've gotten it back into baseball cards in the last couple of years. But then I did Magic, and like I said, it was like 2012 to 2014. You missed the joke earlier. What joke?
I think for me, it was just so many years. Every Saturday, we would go to a tournament, or every Saturday, it would be something Magic card related. Now I'm saving myself with pins now to make it up to you, Wolfie. If it's not in the fingernail, Slippy, it doesn't count. So, uh, that was morbid. But yeah, every Saturday it was something Magic card related, and I think I just really got turned off by that aspect of it, and I think I give you a lot of credit, Oaz, for collecting baseball cards and collecting all,
You have
all
got
of
to
that stuff.
freaking. That is so freaking stupid. I hate this game.
I don't. There we go. But I think for me, guys, with collecting the Magic cards, like I wanted something where, like when I play Ascension, I love Ascension. I play Ascension all the time. I didn't want like I wanted a deck building game that was easy. I could just put it back in the box and then just go away from it. Cards, you have to collect the cards. You have to put them in the cases. You have to. It's just such a. To me, it's such a hassle. To me, that is a complete hassle. So. If you can make hair appear under Ian's hat, I'd be more impressed. Yeah, right. Nope. There's no
What
hat.
is that
I mean,
joke?
there's
I totally missed
no
that.
hair. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to play this game now, even if I wanted to. So what do you guys think? I mean, like, does anyone feel like playing this? You know, want to go back and play this game still, or? Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you got a freaking kid.
A lot of like my
The plan is, Wolfie, to do a tournament at the end of the month. But obviously we have to have people that want to play to do said tournament. So we gotta know what kind of interest there is.
Oh, tournament. That would be, yeah, that's actually a good idea. I would like, if we did an Ascension tournament, that would be pretty interesting. So here's an interesting thing. Magic, right? Um, how, I mean, like Foxy, if you're still here, the cards that you have, how old are those cards? Like, what year would you date those cards in?
He's got some old ones, at least the mid '90s.
The mid '90s. You know, mine are I think like third generation revised. I have fourth, but third, I think beta, third, and fourth are very hard to tell. And I've come across some diehard Magic nerds that really, really are into this. Actually, funny enough, one of the guys I work with, he sold his Magic cards and put a back deck and put a back deck and covering over the deck with the cards that he sold.
I mean, with the money that. Yeah.
For the money that he got from the cards,
The
yeah,
card that he
which is
sold, yeah.
insane. Insane.
There's money to be had in it. So that's what I'm saying. It's a college fund, it's a retirement fund, but that's only as it stands now. I mean, tomorrow, the day after, in a year, no one could care about the cards. And that could go and it goes for any kind of collecting.
I think they'll. Well, that's. I mean, that's true, and hopefully that'll happen with our hobby OWAs, and then we'll see a decrease in all of this, and we can finally live again.
Yeah, as long as World War III doesn't break out, we should be okay.
So yeah, better get that stuff now from Japan. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a little bit different when it comes to this than you, which is good because usually you and I are about in the same mindset when it comes to collecting. But it's interesting. I just don't I don't collect cards anymore. I don't really. I mean, I collect the Dragon Ball Z cards only because I like Dragon Ball Z. And Mr. Nintendo, he actually or Nintendo, he collects cards. He collects Dragon Ball Z cards. He has a very nice, impressive Pokemon card collection, waifu cards. But it's I guess you'd have to say the card collecting now is different than it was back then. I mean, maybe cards are more accessible. I don't know. It's certainly easier now digitally what you're doing to collect cards and rare cards than it is walking into a store and buying them. I don't think people want to have that space of gigantic folders of cards anymore.
But I wouldn't call it even collecting when you got it digitally, unless there's some way you can turn around and sell it.
Right. That's true. That's very true. And there were problems with that with some people were actually pulling, from what I know, for Yu-Gi-Oh, they were pulling like these rare cards, buying the rare cards, whatever it was, building decks. And then they would build like these insane decks and then sell their accounts off to people online.
Yeah.
With ridiculous,
which is actually
decks.
Against the terms of service, so they could actually get in trouble for that, which I think is ridiculous. You should be able to sell your account.
And that was also the same way with WoW. People were selling their
Star Wars Galaxies. I didn't sell my account, but I sold gold. Like I went on a raid and got some that sold for millions and like 100 million.
Wow.
And sold the gold for like $30 or something. So.
What about? Oh man, I would.
And then, but Star Wars Galaxies isn't around anymore. Star Trek Online, I'd sell that account to somebody if they wanted it. I get way too much time in that game, and it would keep me from playing it because, like, yeah, I don't really have any desire to start from scratch again.
No, really. I mean, I could sit here. I have like the desk room and just look at all these cards. But I mean, really, who the hell wants to go through that? I mean, I'll just keep them. I could care less about all that. I have an interesting question for everyone, and I was thinking about this for a collector's corner. Does anyone now? I know this is going to be like far out with this, but does anyone collect swords
No, I do not.
in our group?
We're just doing swords, or are we doing weapons of any kind?
Well, I mean, you're from down south, so you probably got the sawed-off shotgun somewhere around the house when
It's
boys
legal.
come over. So
It's legal. It's a
CO
couple
was
inches
sitting out there with
past the grip.
CO was sitting out there with his scanlights hat on. Guy comes to bring his daughter to the prom, and he's sitting out there with the sawed-off shotgun.
Oh, no, I wouldn't even do that. It's like, I got a buddy who owns a swamp.
Oh shit!
They'll never find the body.
Oh, he's got alligators in that thing.
Done.
Wow,
You mistreat my little girl, and you will never be seen again. It's not a threat. It's a promise.
He's a hole puncher.
I'm in England, so the most lethal weapon I own is a hole punch.
Oh, jeez. On it, Wolfie. Now, seriously though, if you're in England, you could throw bottles of Beefeater at someone and cause massive damage. So, I've seen Beefeater bottles in America and Beefeater bottles in England, and the glass in England is thicker. Beefeater, oh my lord, what the?
He doesn't even know what
from
Beefeater
England.
is.
He's like, "What's Beefeater?" Beefeater's like a drink. It's a liquor from England. It has the Queen's Guard on it. It's like a very popular English type of liquor. Beefeater. How I know that, I don't know. Just throw Guinness cans at people. That's... Yeah, I have a very elaborate. That's one thing I was always into is swords. That's why they sell gullible Americans.
So, DW, is there a limit to the length of a knife that you can own? So I know when they went heavy on gun control, they had lots and lots of stabbings.
Here, I'll be right back. I'll get this.
Oh. Five or more blood tokens transform crazy maiden. Oh, I need some cards. I do. This channel. Go on, Cosmic. How are you doing tonight? Sayian stepped away for a second. So I'm just playing Arena. So Cosmic, did you ever mess around with Magic the Gathering cards? Sayian's got his sword.
So, oh, you had a huge collection of Magic cards. What'd you do with them?
And played since before 3rd edition.
Oh, so you have the same cards as me then, Cosmic, which is awesome. That's actually pretty cool. Your brother sold everything you own. Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Yeah, you probably had.
So do you still claim your brother, or have you disowned him?
Cosmic, you probably had cards that look like this.
He owned a swamp. He owned some swamp land. Didn't bother you too much?
Wow. Did you at least get half the money? I mean, yeah, you had like you had the 94. Yeah, you had like revised or like third edition. Yeah, you had these. Oh, I would have been pissed off if someone sold my cards. That's why, yeah, my father was like, you know, like that. Oh, we got away from Baron. What's up, Baron?
Baron!
So
What?
Fallen Empires, yes. Yeah, Fallen Empires was great. We had I have beta and revised
No.
or some revised editions. But yeah, that's awesome, Cosmic. I mean, really, that's actually pretty cool that you and I had the same cards.
He got no money from it. See, that would
I would've been-
irritate me if I bought the cards with my money and then he sold my stuff. He would have gotten poked in the eyeball.
Yeah, well. Slippy, are you still there? I don't think he might have fallen asleep.
We probably should go ahead and wrap it up and send it on over to somebody.
Oh, here, I'll show you this real quick, guys. So we were talking about swords earlier and stuff like that. This is my, I guess, I had it made, a copy of the Buster Blade from Cloud. And then when you open it, it has like the two holes in it, like what he has there. It's not as long as his, but it is is heavy enough. So that's something else we can definitely go into is that I think I have about 32 to 42 swords.
But is that collect? Wow. Okay, yeah.
yeah, that's something I could definitely.
That's a
I
few.
mean, it's just a few, and I have interesting ones at that. But yeah, if you want to wrap it up, we could definitely. What time is it? Ooh,
Yeah, it's
10:26.
10:30. We should probably wrap it up. Who's on? Who should we raid?
Oh, hello, Baron. Yeah, who should we raid? I don't know.
Sega Nick is on. Playing
Oh,
some
you had
stuff.
Vegeta? Vegeta's the best. No, Cosmic. I love
what?
the Ice Age cards.
Full set of Ice Age.
See, now our
Field of
conversation
Melee Army.
Interesting. I feel ready to feel Melee Army. That's very true. Oh wow, Cosmic, you had a lot of cool stuff. Man, I remember Star Wars the card game. That's
Sort of Dagobah
way.
Falsey from Star Wars. You can play
way
that
back.
on Tabletop Simulator.
You can?
Yep.
What? Wait, there's a tabletop simulator.
On
An
Steam,
actual-
look up Tabletop Simulator.
Oh god, what rabbit hole did you just send me down?
We were talking about it one night, and I looked it up. I was like, oh yeah, you can get those on on Steam. Free download once you buy the game. All right.
That's interesting.
So I think we'll send it all on over to Sega Nick.
I got 14 people watching. That's awesome. Thanks everyone for coming out. I appreciate it. This has been a good collector's corner with magic cards.
Yep. End of the month.
If you guys have any
Dude.
ideas or you want to drop a line or something like
CCG's
that,
can be a
let
lot of
us
fun.
know.
Oh my freaking goodness! I need some actual cards. What the heck?
Cosmic, thank you for stopping by. Baron, thank you for the raid, everyone. I appreciate it. It's awesome everyone came out tonight. Yeah, have a great night, everyone. We are going to be
Have a good one.
rating. We're going to be
Everybody
rating
take care.
Sega
We'll catch you
Nick.
all later.
Later, guys.
Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Okay, this guy's got way too much garbage coming out of his hand.
And we are done.